Hi everyone, this is Sangeeta, Assistant Professor, ECE Department, SNS College of Technology, Coimbatore. So in this video, we are going to discuss about RC oscillator. So let us have a small recap about the previous video. In the previous video, we studied about LC oscillator. So LC oscillators use inductors and capacitors, and the types are Hartley oscillator, Clap oscillator, and Colpitt's oscillator. So let us move on to the RC oscillator. So it is a linear oscillator circuit. So the name itself we can say RC means or for R represents resistor, C represents capacitors. So these two components are used in feedback circuits. These two components are used to determine the frequency of the RC oscillator. So the RC oscillator uses a combination of amplifier and RC feedback network to produce the sustained oscillation. So in the last video itself, we studied the to produce sustained oscillation, the some criterion, that is Barkhausen criterion, should be satisfied. And why we need RC oscillator instead of LC oscillator? Yes, there are some drawbacks in LC oscillator. The first main drawback is frequency instability, and the bulk size of inductor is another reason. It is very expensive, and the waveform produced by the LC oscillator is very poor, and it cannot be used for low frequency. And these are the reasons why we go for RC oscillator. And RC oscillators use R and C to provide sustained oscillations in the feedback network. There are two types of RC oscillator. One is RC phase shift oscillator and another one is Wien bridge oscillator. So the main reason using RC oscillator is excellent in frequency stability, and we can use wide range of loads. So in this video we are going to discuss about RC phase shift oscillator. So the RC oscillator produces a sine wave using a phase shift network, and it is called phase shift oscillator. Here an amplifier, that is transistor, is used as an amplifier, and there are 6 resistors, R1, R2, R3, 6 resistors, that is 3 resistors and 3 capacitors used. Totally 6 components are used in the feedback network. R1 C1, R2 C2, R3 C3, 3 RC networks are used, and each RC network produces 60-degree phase shift, and the amplifier, that is the transistor BJT, used as an amplifier. The transistor produces 180-degree phase shift. So totally 360-degree phase shift can be obtained. And here the resistor connected in base provides a voltage divider, and the capacitor collector is a coupling capacitor, and the resistor RE and the capacitor CE connected at emitter which is used for frequency stability. So the working principle of phase shift oscillator is, when we switch on the oscillator, the feedback network produces oscillation due to the thermal agitation of components. It is given to the transistor, that is amplifier, at the base, and it produces the amplified and phase shifted output in the collector. So this is the working condition of phase shift oscillator. So the frequency, that is the frequency of oscillation is Fc, that is equal to 1 by 2 pi RC into root 6, where if the 3 resistor values are same, that is R1 is equal to R2 is equal to R3 is equal to R, and C1 is equal to C2 is equal to C3 is equal to C. So this is the, so these components, that is R and C, determines the total frequency of the RC oscillator. And the advantages and disadvantages of RC oscillators are, the main advantage are that it does not require any transformer or inductors, so it can be used to produce very low frequencies, and the circuit provide good frequency stability. The disadvantages are the starting of oscillation is difficult as the feedback is small, and the output produced is very small. These are the advantages and disadvantages of RC phase shift oscillator. And hope this video will help you to understand what is RC oscillator and why we need RC oscillator instead of LC oscillator, and working condition of RC oscillators. And this is the assessment time. So there are 5 questions. So the first question is, an RC phase shift oscillator uses dash cascaded RC sections to produce a required phase shift, and the answer is 3. And each RC section initially provides 60 degree, that is 60 degree of phase shift at the oscillation frequency. For 3 identical section of oscillation is F is equal to the answer is 1 by 2 pi RC into root 6. In RC phase shift oscillator, the feedback network consists of resistor and capacitor connected in series configuration. And thank you, students.